All right, here is the dynamic duo, Jocelyn, Peterman, Gallant, and you guys are tremendous curlers in your own right on your four-player teams, but combination together, not only on the ice but in life. Boy, you guys have a good team going together on a lot of different aspects, and we're going to talk to you about your four-player teams, but we really wanted to kind of focus on the mixed doubles, and you guys have perhaps as much success as anybody. A couple of Canadian championships, came close at the Olympic trials, played in the Worlds before. How do you feel about your chances now after qualifying for the Canadian trials coming up in Liverpool in just a few weeks?
Well, we're feeling pretty good going in. Obviously, we had some success. It's our only event we played in was in Banff Canmore last week, and we had some success there winning the event, and it gives us a little bit of confidence going into. We've been working hard, practicing together lots this fall, but until you kind of get on the ice and you battle out against the peers, there's maybe some questions of how your game is and what kind of shape our mixed doubles game is in, and so I think it was a really successful weekend in that regard, just giving us some confidence and knowing that we're still in good game shape.
Jocelyn, what's it like to sort of switch back and forth between four and two? And is there anything that you do, or you just kind of, okay, we're playing mixed doubles today. Okay, we're playing four player today. Mentally, physically, what's the difference in switching?
I don't know. I think like shot making wise, there's not too much of a difference. Obviously, the way we do it, I don't throw at a broom, but it's the same skill that we practice every day. Throwing the right weight at your target, and there's not too much different there. It's just for me, like I play front end on my women's team, and then the way we do mixed doubles, I'm in the house a lot and calling line, and for me that's kind of fun. It's nice to turn that side of the brain on.
Okay, here's the big question, and I don't, whoever wants to answer this can. Is it easier or harder being a married couple playing mixed doubles compared to some of the other ones? I guess you guys don't know any difference, so that's kind of a question, but do you think it helps you?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we met playing mixed doubles. That's kind of how
Oh.
we got together. So, yeah, we've gone through, competing together while we were dating, and now that we're married, and yeah, I think we understand each other a lot. We know how each other communicates, and I think that's got to be a bonus.
Brett, same?
It's the same on the ice as it is off the ice, Bob. She's always right.
You're a smart man. You always you always were. But all right, you have already qualified for your four-player team national championships. Both your teams have already in there. That's got to be a big help as you get because there's going to be a lot of curling going back and forth in this next little period, isn't there?
Yeah, we've been pretty busy this fall. Honestly, it was great for us to lock in our mixed doubles trials spot at the national championship last year. Really enabled us to just build a schedule for both our four-person and mixed doubles the way we wanted to build it. I know there's instead of chasing points this fall for mixed doubles is we're busy enough. We're on the ice playing a lot of games, and we have a little guy now, and we're busy with him in our downtime. So yeah, it's great to have that men's and ladies spot locked up. And I think the timing of the mixed doubles trials being moved 1 year earlier, um, it just makes things a lot easier as us as athletes that play both disciplines because we can prioritize at different times each discipline and not be overwhelmed.
It's still busy. Like, how do you guys juggle everything with as you said, a little one? You got a 2-year-old at home, and you've got your separate schedules. Jocelyn, what do you do to kind of make sure that wait a minute, it was your time to take care of the baby this week or something? I don't know. I mean, how do you how do you put it all together?
Yeah, we've got very busy color coordinated Google calendars. And my parents and Brett's mom have been helping out a lot with our son when we're at events at the same time, and it's fun. We were able to bring our son with us to the mixed doubles event and just kind of spend some family time, even though we're competing. So we make it work with a lot of support from our families.
Okay, so you mentioned that you're going in and to the trials, which are going to be played a year earlier, I guess. We can talk about whether that's good for the men's and women's stuff as well. But there's still another step, right? Like you don't actually qualify for the Olympics. You have to go to the World Championships and finish in there. Is that an added layer of pressure on whoever does win?
I think so. I mean, it's part of the process. It's nice that it'll be in the hands of whoever wins the trials to earn their spot. Colton and Kadriana did awesome last year, so they've already put Canada in a really nice spot because it's a 2 year total.
Right.
As far as to my knowledge, it is at least, and they placed really well last year. So they've put whoever wins the trials in a really good spot to earn that Olympic berth, which is great. And yeah, I think just the way they've set it up with it's going to be the team that will be going on to the Olympics has the opportunity to earn that spot. I think it couldn't be better.
I mean, you bring that, we bring up Canada's performance in mixed doubles. We have had some success, obviously, a gold medal in 2018 with Johnny Moe. And I mean, but when you look back at the total of the world championships, I think started in 2008, and Canada's only medaled 3 times and has never won it. Does that seem strange, or is that just the fact that a lot of other countries kind of got a head start on us on the mixed doubles, and we were kind of, oh, it was something you did when you weren't playing your men's or women's teams?
Yeah, I think you're probably spot on there, Bob. I do think Canada was a little behind getting started in mixed doubles. Um, but if you look at just at the world landscape the way it is right now, every international country has got elite teams, and I think mixed doubles brings even more countries into the fold because you only need 2 players and one male, one female to really focus their time. There are some countries that aren't even on the maybe men's or ladies stage at an elite level yet, like Estonia, and I'm thinking Spain, and just a few countries that really compete well in mixed doubles that we might not see in a world men's or women's championship all that often. But yeah, it's been good. I think it's been great for the game. Got a ton of countries involved. We played the first world championship we played in. I believe there were 32 or 40 teams competing at the world championship, and I know they dropped that down a little bit since, but yeah, it was pretty cool seeing all those countries out in the ice together.
What's the most unusual country you guys played against that you wouldn't think of as a curling country? Anything come to mind?
Oh, I can't remember.
I mean, you mentioned Spain. That was one I've never really associated curling with Spain.
I mean, I think it was the Nigerian team.
Yeah.
I think they
Yeah.
were really new to the sport, and um, no, they were. I think they were thrilled to be competing, and I believe, and when we were in Norway, I believe they won a game. And I
Wow.
think like for them, we were there kind of behind the ice watching them do that. That was pretty special. They were pretty excited to win a game at a world championship, and
That's
so yeah, obviously from Canada, it's a little bit different. We go to the world championships with aspirations of hopefully being on the podium and winning the championship. But other countries there winning a game is monumental. So yeah.
yeah. Jocelyn, you've been an Olympian before, and now that we're allowing players to play both mixed doubles and men's and women's, I mean, the schedule, I don't know if you guys have seen it. Like the mixed doubles at the Olympics is going to start 2 days before the opening ceremonies, I think, and it basically finishes the next day. The four-player competition starts. How much of how demanding is that going to be?
Yeah, I think we play, in long events. Our Scotties and our Briars are quite long events, anyways. I know at the Olympics it's a little bit different, and it's kind of switching the two disciplines, but we want to do it. I think it's something cool. We work really hard on our fitness and that side of the game too, so that you are prepared to play long events like that. Yeah, so I think it's a good opportunity, and trying to look at the positive sides of it. You're on the ice already, and learning the ice and the speed, and I think it's got to be a leg up when you start the 4-person event, if you have that opportunity to do so.
I was going to say it'd be a nice problem to have, wouldn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah. Let's just wrap up here by talking about the fact that now there are still mixed doubles specialists in the game, but it seems like the top players in mixed doubles now are I don't know, are they primarily four-player teams, or do you think there is still really more of the specialists, just the ones who focus on mixed doubles? The
I think in the last couple of years they've tried to formalize more of like a point system, and so obviously when you look at like the rankings, it favors the teams that are playing the discipline more, which is totally fair. You know, there's only so many weekends that teams can compete, and you kind of gotta choose your priorities. But yeah, we've just kind of always banked on, you know, at the end of the day, it's still curling, and if we're practicing and competing and testing our skills and our ability to play under pressure and make those shots, um, the skills are fairly transferable when we're playing one or the other.
Okay, let's go just back to the men's and women's teams to wrap up here. And how would you guys assess your season so far? Jocelyn, tell us, what do you think about your team's performance so far?
Yeah, we've kind of had a bit of a up and down season so far. Caitlin was playing the first few events of the year, very pregnant, and she was doing awesome. We had a good start, and then we've kind of had some lineup changes and played some different positions while she's been away on a bit of a mat leave and just coming back now. So we're really looking forward to kind of the second half of the season and having our consistent lineup and looking forward to the Scotties.
Brett, you guys are coming off a nice finish last weekend, but overall assessment on the season?
Yeah, it feels like we've been kind of building in the right direction. You know, we obviously made a change at skip, and I think you bring in any new player takes a little bit of time to gel. But I think a skip probably takes probably the most challenging kind of person to bring in, and we're pretty lucky that Cups came in and fit in really well. I think it took them a few events probably to learn a little bit more about us and how we throw the rock and how we operate, and just feels like since we started, we've just been slowly building. And in our last handful of events, it feels like we're you know, really working as a team and getting some good results. You know, a couple finals, won an event in Penticton, and yeah, just making some positive progress. So it's been feeling really good.
If it takes a long time for new teams to get gelled, I'd say there's a lot of ungelled teams out on the, on the men's side right now. I've never seen anything like this in my life. How do you put it together?
Yeah, it's different for sure. I think it was a little bit of a pinball effect or trickle down effect. One change kind of leads to another, and it's, you know what? There's so much pressure from the European teams on the Canadian teams to try to be at our best, and I think everybody's looking for that. I don't know if they can get 1 or 2% better, and if that means taking a player out and changing it up, you know, you're maybe sometimes willing to make that change. You know, at the end of the day, everybody's trying to win, and everybody's trying to, um, honestly, you know, win world championship for Canada. And so you see a lot of teams making little tweaks and trying to find that missing piece. So it's yeah, there's a lot of, what do you call it? Storming, norming, performing. I don't know where we are in some of those phases, but I see a little bit of it all out there at times this season, and we'll just see where we get to in the end.
It seems like, when the music stops, everybody grab a chair. It's just like, you hope you have a chair, I guess, right? I mean, as I say, I've never seen anything like this where it is, but you're right, there is a lot of pressure. Just before I let you go, Grand Slam going to try a new rule at the next one, at the next slam, with two ends blanked and you lose the hammer. What do you think about that, both of you?
Uh, I mean, I see that they're trying to, you know, maybe take away some blank ends, but it's tough because you get into that second end, and the the team without hammer is probably looking to force the team to win by playing a defensive strategy in that case. So I don't know if it's, you know what, I think we got to give it a try and see what happens. But maybe from a more of a traditionalist mindset, I don't love it.
Right.
But if I think if it makes curling more interesting for the fans or for that's the goal. So if it succeeds in that, then fine. But we'll see.
Jocelyn, but do you think that do you think the fans maybe are getting overruled? Like that, not me overruled, but there's like too many changes happening year after year after year that it gets confusing for the average guy out there?
Yeah, yeah, potentially. I think this could be one that maybe causes some confusion for the average fan. And I think like of as a women's competitor, I don't think consecutive blank ends has been an issue or anything that's making the game less interesting. And then watching Brett's games and the men's games, I think those blank ends have come from some pretty exceptional shots for the most part, and it would be a shame if we're kind of getting away from that. I think they've worked on those skills, and they're making triple peels and run backs and things like that. And I think that's good for the game.
Yeah, I was watching the last slam, and I think it was Gushu McEwen were playing a game, and it was like a TV game, and there was a number of blank ends, but I think Gushu's team threw double center guards, two or three of the ends that were blanked, trying to create offense. It was sort of cat and mouse. Like, Brad wanted offense, so Mike almost wanted more defense just to kind of counteract that. And sometimes, a really good game can be defensive, and a really good game can be offensive. And when you see two really good teams going at it, no matter what style of play they're playing, it can be very interesting. So anyway, we'll see. We'll try it out. The slams have been great for trying out different rules. I mean, I think we were the first to try out the 5 rock free guard zone, first to try out the no tick. So try it out and see what the players think and see what the fans think.
You can go back to the 1990s when it was Pat Ryan playing, and there was 2-1 in the Brier final. You can, if you want to see boring, eight peeled out ends. It was something else, but back in the day. But I think it's pretty good. Um, I just want to wish you guys Merry Christmas. You get a little break here right now. I'm sure it's special when you have a little one in there. It must be kind of fun. And then off to Liverpool, and it's not too far down the road from Prince Edward Island. You can bring some friends and family. I'm sure we'll make the road down there. But enjoy yourselves. Good luck at the trials, and thanks for spending some time with us.
No problem. Thank you. Merry Christmas.